I'm trying a way to get your interference to calm a little bit. Aha, I muted you. So, yes, we're going to be talking about Wireshark today. But I want to show you how I remotely log into devices and how you can also learn how to do that. So, first of all, the machine I want to log into, let me pull out the IP address of the machine. Let me see. First of all, my own IP address should be, I hope it doesn't change because I had to keep it constant. Okay, 108. Oh, it changed. I think yesterday I was on 111. Probably this will be allowed to change, but the main machines I had to ensure that they don't change. So my Kali Linux now is currently at 108 in my network, dot 108. So let me see the other um, machines and the server where they are. Meanwhile, the Wazoo server I want to log into, I want to remotely connect to, is on. Let me check from the record where the Wazoo server is. I think the Wazoo server is on 109. It should be on dot 109. So if I search, I should get a dot 109. Then I will log in, hopefully, into it remotely. That's if all credentials are being provided. So first of all, let me search. Let me do a scan to know my devices again. It's always nice to always run scans. I think yesterday we had 10 devices, right? That was up. Can you remember from my search, from my scan?
What did you say, sir?
I said yesterday, can you remember the number of devices that came out from my scan?
I think it was around 11 or thereabouts.
Yes, it should be around 10 or thereabouts. So let's check again. Yeah, so let me run again and check how many we have now. The Wazoo machine or server, yes, the Wazoo server I want to remotely log into is expected to be in 109.109 inside my network. So let's see if that still holds. So how do I do a thorough scan of my network? What command should it follow? What should I put next? I would have, let me remove this. So after nmap, what should I put? I hope you didn't see it. Where are you? Hurry up.
Sorry, I was talking. I didn't know I was muted.
Okay. So what should I put after
Okay, so
nmap?
nmap dash sn
Okay.
followed by the IP address.
Okay. 192.168.8.108. Then what else? Has it finished?
I think yeah, that's all.
Okay, let me go
Or
with
is
what
there
you
something
said.
else? Okay,
Wait, go ahead.
hold on, wait. I'm going to
Go and find it where you wrote it
slash
down.
24. No, I did not.
uh,
Slash 24. I did not. I just remembered. I just
okay.
remembered.
Okay, slash 24. Yeah, that's what we used to do a full scan on this network. So now we have 11 hosts up.
Yeah.
11 hosts. So probably I don't know whether my wife is connected to the network. Probably she is, but I was
Yeah,
thinking
11
we should
hosts.
have. So the 109 I'm looking for is here. Allegedly, it should be the Wazoo server. So let me remotely, let me remotely log into this server 192.168.119. So new tab. Now watch the command. I think I should write it down. XSH slash I think it is Wazoo. First of all, you have to put the machine's name, meaning the name of the network. When you are, setting the network up, it has to have a username. So the username, SSH username, then at the IP address. So I hope I'm correct. So 192.168. What is the IP address? Can you remember? 109. So
168.8.109.
yeah. So if I'm correct, it will ask me for the password, and I should be able to provide the password.
Okay.
If the password is correct, it should log me in. You see now on below it has turned green, meaning I'm in.
Yeah.
So from now henceforth, I am now inside the Wazoo server, meaning I can do anything I want to do, and this is how people can infiltrate other people's devices that are in the same network they are in, if they have the password and the username. Now, if you don't have those password and username, what do? Brute forcing. You start doing random guesswork, and that is where the attacks start coming. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so when you are watching this video, you still watch it again and get that understand. I just wanted to put it out there for you. It might, yeah, I don't think it's part of our what's it called, course line, but we came across it, so we have to do it. Okay, now today's class is mainly for Wireshark. We'll round up uh, Wireshark today, which will be the last part in our networking and threat fundamental class. After which, the next class should see us actively looking into what's it called, the same tool, and the same tool we are working with is Wazoo. So, and before then, before Monday, because our next class has to be on Monday. Uh, my child dedication is this week, so I'm using the rest of the weekend to prepare things. I hope it's understandable, right? So before that Monday,
Yeah.
we will
Very understanding.
yeah. Thank you very much. So let's Wireshark this thing once and for all. And we say that Wireshark is used for packet capture and threat detection. I've muted you anyway, so you know. So Wireshark is used for packet capture and threat detection, and we're going to look at it in the SOC view and see, how it stands. So the objective is to understand how to capture, filter, and analyze network packets, so that we can use it to spot out anomalies hidden in those networks. So the key concepts are, you need to know that every communication is made of packets. Every communication is made of packet. Remember when we looked at the IP models, the OSI model, where do we have the packets? This question I just asked now, where do we have the packets? I think it comes out on the IAC2. You will be able to see it. You might be able to see it. So where they ask you, which of the layers do you find packets, network packets? And normally you would go for the network layer 3. I don't know whether it's correct, but you should. When you are seeing what we have here, spoofing and routing anomalies, you might want to go for network layer 3. So which layer do you think it is? Let me know. Which layer do you think it is?
Sorry. Which layer do I think what is?
Okay, I need you to pay very good attention. Okay, try as much as possible to pay good attention so that we don't lose time and we don't lose thoughts. Okay, so please, we are saying that on the objective of Wireshark, we say that it is used for packet capture and threat detection. And the objective of the class is to understand how to capture, how to filter, and how to analyze network packets in order to spot out anomalies, meaning things that are hidden in the what's it called, under the network hood. So the key concepts that we should understand is that every communication is made of packets. Every communication that goes through the network is wrapped up inside packets. And that was why I said, if you go back to our OSI model, which layer do you think network packets are being found in? Because it's going to come out too in your ISC2 exam.
It's on the third layer, the
Okay.
network.
Okay, but after the class, ensure you still find out, you'll be very sure. Most of these questions, once they come out in the exam, you can't afford to guess them. You have to be sure. What did you say?
Yeah, am I correct though? Because I saw anomalies in
I know, I
from the Wireshark and what it's
know,
used for.
I know,
Anomalies.
I know. That's why you chose network, and because the name starts with network. But I want you to be sure. So this question, mark it as your question number one, maybe classwork number one. Network packets, where are they found in the OSI model? We have layer 1 to layer 7. So the question is network packets, where are they found in the OSI model? Now, when you find the answer, you will now be sure, because I know definitely this question it has to come out in the ISC2 examination. It will come out. So those are some interesting questions. I think they are network related questions. They have either 30 to 40%. All the segments, they have some percentage of questions coming out from them. So the question is network packets, where are they found in the OSI model of the in the 7 layers? So that is the question. You, after the class, you figure it out and ensure that you are correct even with the answer that you chose. So let's continue. So under the key concept, we said that every communication is made of packets. One, and SOC analysts detect intrusions by analyzing traffic patterns. Also, Wireshark provides real-time visibility into this traffic. So, in a SOC terms or in SOC environment, Wireshark is one of the most essential tools used by security analysts for network traffic capture, number one, and also analysis. So it provides visibility into what is happening on a network at the packet level, at that level. Okay, and making it invaluable for threat detection, meaning that you cannot do without it when it comes to threat detection. Also in incident response and forensic investigations. The word forensic, what do you understand by forensic? Tell me. Are you there? Hello, Smart. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
So answer the question.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Answer the question then, if you are there.
Yeah, forensic is uh, more like the answer is already in that stuff. Investigation, analyzing,
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
investigation and analysis.
Mhm. Okay. So Wireshark is very useful too in investigation purposes. So what Wireshark really is? Wireshark is an open source network protocol analyzer that allows SOC analysts to capture live network traffic or load an already saved one. When you get a saved network traffic, we call it a pickup file, packet capture. When you capture it is and probably you open a website and you log in, within 2 minutes you've opened the website and you log in, you recorded that session and you saved it. It is going to come out as a pickup file, as a packet capture file. Then you can take this file and go into the Wireshark for diagnosis to see what transpired between your system and the place you visited within that specific time. Then you can now see inside it if there are anomalies or not. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, good. So when you load the pickup files, you use them for detailed inspection. It also decodes packets into human readable form, showing protocols, headers, payloads, and timing information. So Wireshark does a great work in this detailed inspection and analysis. So we're going to look at some use cases of Wireshark. After we are done with it, then we'll go into the lab directly. We'll open our Kali Linus, open our Wireshark, then do some lab. Are you ready for that?
I am looking forward to it.
He says he's looking forward to it. That's interesting. Okay, so SOC tasks we have here arranged in tabular form. We have the SOC tasks, then how Wireshark helps us. Number one, in network traffic monitoring. The analyst uses Wireshark to view all packets traversing a network interface. They can also identify suspicious connections, protocol misuse, or abnormal data flows. That is what the Wireshark helps us to do when we are doing network traffic monitoring. Incident response (IR). During an incident, SOC analysts capture or import network traffic just to identify the malicious activity or activities that has happened. An example, we are going to see data exfiltration, also capture and see C2 communication. What is the meaning of C2 communication? First of all, what is C2 and what does the C2 communication mean?
I have no idea, sir.
Okay, C2 means command and control. Command and control, and we find it in the kill chain, cybersecurity kill chain. Do you know what cybersecurity kill chain is?
Yeah. Do
Okay,
you know
good.
this? Since you just asked me now. I just remember that I saw it when I was going through the ISC modules.
Okay, good. Interesting. Fantastic. So the 7 stages of kill chain, C2, command and control, is one of them. It should be the second to the last. I think so. Yes, it is second to the last. So the first one is reconnaissance. You see, that's one good thing about live classes. You don't just follow a straight recorded video. So now we saw this and we are diverting to take care of this. You understand? So if it was just a recorded video, there were no need or no instances to go and elaborate more. But now we are elaborating more because we're in a live class, and that is why I appreciate live classes too. So the cyber kill chain, like you already know, is a model that outlines the 7 stages of an attack, from the initial planning to achieving the attacker's goals. Oh, I shouldn't have picked that. Okay, so the stages are, let's look at the 7 stages quickly. Reconnaissance is the first one, which is information gathering. Information gathering stage. So the attacker gathers information about the target to identify vulnerabilities. Once he finds the vulnerabilities, then he weaponizes them. The attacker now creates a malicious payload. The weapon. Payload is another name for weapon that has been customized. So the attacker creates a malicious payload to exploit the identified vulnerabilities. Then delivery. He now looks for a way to deliver his payload. The malicious payload is sent to the target, often via phishing emails, malicious websites, or even infected attachments. Most times they just drop an infected USB drive, and the target unknowingly will take it and insert it in his device by himself. Then the 4th will be the exploitation, to exploit that weapon that has been, to exploit the system that has been delivered on. So the malicious code is executed on the victim system. Then installation. After it is exploited, it is now being installed. The attacker installs a backdoor for himself or another persistent door to maintain access even when he has been put out. So the second to the last stage, which brought us here, is the command and control, C2. The attacker establishes a communication channel to remotely, remember that I just remotely logged into a server now, right?
Yes.
So the attacker establishes a channel where he can remotely control the compromised system and network. That reminds me, here, what can you see and what can you explain from here, from this command that I used to log in relation to what we treated yesterday on ports, special ports? Does anything capture your interest on the command that I used to remotely log in?
The SSH is a port.
Good. Fantastic. One bottle of Gouda for you. So now that port, that SSH port is port what? If you get that one now, if you get that one now, one shawarma for you.
Let me remember. Is it 208?
No, it is port 22. Port 22 for SSH. secure shell, logging in. And remember, I told you, I think yesterday's one of the yesterday's classwork was this SSH has a brother. It has a brother that is not secure. It was part of your classwork yesterday for you to find out what is the brother of SSH that does not have security. Most times, what's it called? Attackers use it to log in. So legitimate login happens on SSH because it is authenticated, but illegitimate login happens on which port? That was what the assignment, one of the assignments I gave you yesterday. So you have to find it. These things might also come out in your ISC exam. Find it.
Is it Telnet?
Good, fantastic. You got it. It is Telnet. So what is the port number of Telnet? It is very close to
23.
Good, fantastic, man. You're doing very well. 23, good. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Okay. So yes, the command and control center is being set up by the attacker to be used to, control the compromised system and network. Then the last of his agenda will be actions on the objective. What was his reason of coming into that system in the first place? So the attacker achieves their goal, such as data theft, exfiltration, destruction, or even ransomware deployment. So that was that. Let's go back to our Wireshark. So in incident response, during an incident, analysts capture or import network traffic to identify malicious activities. Example, data exfiltration, C2 communication, or even credential leaks. So under the malware intrusion analysis for a SOC analyst, by examining PCAPS files from sandboxed environments or controlled environments, or even infected hosts, SOC analysts can detect the malware behavior, such as beaconing or downloading payloads. Then also one of the uses is also credential theft detection. SOC analysts inspect packets for plain text credentials. Example, HTTP basic authentication. In fact, this is very important. We are actually going to, our lab will contain this, inspecting packets for plain text credentials. That's why most times we tell people, do not or avoid putting your passwords or credentials into a network or a website like that is very, very, or that is not secure. When someone sends you an HTTP network, ensure that you don't put your credentials there, because we are going to analyze that now. We are going to do the lab, and you're going to see how we can be able to find passwords and all these credentials, clear test, without having to struggle. Okay. So SOC analysts inspect packets for plain text credentials. Example, HTTP basic authentication, FTP, even telnets, to verify if attackers exfiltrated credentials. Then second to the last, protocol analysis. It helps us to verify if network protocols like DNS, HTTPS, SMB, etc. are behaving normally or they are being abused. If they are being abused, that means we are looking at DNS tunneling or HTTP control or command and control traffic. Then the last is threat hunting and validation. SOC teams use Wireshark to manually confirm alerts from SIEM or IDS systems like Wazoo, Suricata, or even Snot. So by tracing actual packet behavior. So in summary, A network forensic and analysis tool is what Wireshark is, sorry, and it empowers analysts to see and understand every packet moving through a network. It turns invisible network data into actionable intelligence, supporting detection, investigation, and response networks. So, any question before we go into the lab?
No, sir, no question.
Okay, then let's go in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our Kali Linux, then open our Wireshark. Of course, it should automatically select the network that has live, that is live. Then we will start capturing. We'll capture for a duration of 1 minute. You could just set a timer for 1 minute so that the files we are going to capture might not be too much. So we're going to do a capture for 1 minute and we'll visit example.com, or to even make it more practical, we're going to visit, let me see whether it's here. I think we should visit a more interesting site. Let me see, it should be somewhere here that can give us access to see the clear text. Okay, we are going to visit this, man. We'll do this. So we're going to copy it out, or let me copy it and send to the messaging of the call. Are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
So I've pasted the link. Oh boy, it came out without color. Or am I sure I pasted it? Okay, yes, I pasted it. So I've pasted it actually twice. So that is the link. That is the address we are going to visit. Then run it for 1 minute. Check on it. Go in. For 1 minute. So let's do it. Enough of the talk. Let's do it. Let me go to my Kali. Yeah, I might be able to share my screen. Okay, so where is my, to get your Wireshark, you go to the menu of your Kali Linux, you search for it. If you search for it, to come and see mine here. Mine is on recently used, but if you search for Kali Linux, I'm sorry, Wireshark, on the search button, you're going to see it. So you click on it. So I already have it up and running here. A second instance is running up since I clicked it again. So this is a fresh one, not the one I was using before. So now, once you open the Wireshark, you will see it will start reading, to start giving you impulses to let you know, okay, this network segment is live, something is going through it, something is going through here is live. So the blue so this blue icon here is for starting the what's it called? Starting the Wireshark, starting capture. If you want to start capturing, you click on this blue button here. So let me get my timer, 1 minute timer, so that I could we'll capture for exactly 1 minute. There is no rule on the time you want to capture. It's just that I want the capturing to be small so that we can be able to find what we are looking for inside there as quick as possible. As quick as possible. So let me get the timer countdown. Okay. Once we start the capture, we will go to our browser. Once we start the capture, we'll go to our browser and visit the website that I shared with you.
So what is the blue button you said is for capturing?
Yeah, that button that looks like the tail of a shark or the fin of a shark. If we press it, the capturing will start.
Okay.
So I want to set a timer for 1 minute. Okay, so we're going to have a 1 minute timer. So 1 minute starts now. Let's see whether I start counting down. Now it has started counting down. So I now click on the start capture. You see, once it starts, you will start seeing the red button for it to stop. So now I will go to the websites that we copied earlier, which is a vulnerable HTTP website. While the website is loading, so now the website has finished loading. You're going to see login details of test, username test, and password test. So you have to try it or use the login details to log in. Our 1 minute is ready. Text. So let me log in first. Log in. Don't save.
What? Do you have a login detail?
You said the 1 minute is ready.
Do you have a login detail?
The login detail is on the screen there. It showed on the screen there. Test and test. So now I have logged in and I have come in. So now I can stop. Let me stop the scanning. Now it's time to analyze what we have seen. So first of all, we have successfully opened the Wireshark and we started capturing, and we captured for at least 1 minute plus few seconds, and we visited a site when we started capturing, and not just visiting, we logged into the platform, meaning we dropped a credential in the platform. So our step 2 is to apply the filters. Your what's it called? your audio is dealing with me, but it's all right. So on the step 2, I've muted you. We're going to apply filters. First of all, the filters is going to show us packets to and from our current device or our current network. So this IP address will be the IP address of your Kali that is on that current session that you use to do the scanning. So from our nmap scan, we already know that our address, the address of this particular Kali is 108. So we are going to impute this filter into the Wireshark filter box. And what are we going to do? We want it to filter out every other packets or network information that is not part of this our current Kali system. Please, at any point you have question, kindly ask me, even though you will have more questions when you're doing it on your own. Also, tabulate all the questions you get during your own personal study, then you can send them across to me on WhatsApp, or you wait for the next class, anyone that is fit for you. So now we are going to put in this filter. You're going to type it. Don't copy and paste. Kindly type it so that this filter is case sensitive. If you are typing the wrong thing, it will show you red. If you finish putting in a filter and it's red, you just know that something is wrong. It's either the filter is wrong or what you're searching for is not there. Even if what you're searching for is there, if the filter is correct, you should have a green timeline, so a green search bar. So I'm going to show you what it means, what I mean now. The IP address, this filter is supposed to be small letter IP address. So I'm going to use capital letter I, P, IP address, IP dot ADDR, then 2 equal to sign, then the address that I am in 192.168.8.108. Hope you are seeing that everywhere is still red, right?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, so let me go and change that initial first capital letter I into small letter I. IP address, and I'm going to start all over again, but I'm going to use the small letter I. So now it's even showing you green because you are starting correctly. IP dot address ADDR is still showing green. I think we have a space before the double equal to sign. Then another space for the IP address 192, let's check, .168.8.108. Okay, good. So there is a space immediately after the address, just one space, then you have the 2 equal to, then another space, then the IP address you want to search on. So when you click on enter or the arrow that says forward, you either say enter or the arrow that says forward, it will now filter out all the packets that it grabbed in this IP address. So now that we have these we are inside this filtered section, let's go to the next one. The next one is to show only web traffics. There are a lot of things that go through inside a website when you visit a website. So, but we want to see only HTTP traffics now. So we will filter again, run another filter. We'll cancel this filter because we are already inside it now. We've loaded it. We'll cancel it and now load the filter of HTTP. Remember, if I put capital letter HTTP, it will be wrong. It will signal red. So I have to cancel it. That's why I say you have to be very focused because this search bar is case sensitive. So I will use small letter HTTP. Green. Then I push enter. Once you enter it, it has reduced the search bar or the search result significantly. True or false, right?
Yeah, true.
So now we are looking for those credentials that was used to log in. We want to see them. Remember I said that we can use Wireshark to see clear test credentials and even so many other important things. So now we are trying to know if Wireshark actually caught those our initial logins that we used to log into that site. So when you carefully look at these results, I want to bolden it more so that we can have the Wireshark in full. Okay. Why is it not? So I want us to have a full view of the Wireshark. So we are still on the HTTP version, and if you carefully look at the tabs, you will see time, source, where it came from, destination. This is the IP address of where we went to. The protocol that it went through is HTTP. The length 408. Then info. Info is also very important because when looking at the info, you can actually see what you're looking for. First info here says get stroke login.php. This might probably be the login page. Then the next one say HTTP 1200 okay, meaning that it went through get style.css, okay, post user info. This might be what is capturing or what captured our user info, our login details, which we are going to see now. So the first one, when I click on the first one, when you come down here, just expand the HTTP section. First of all, oh, this is beautiful. From our OSI model, you could see that frame 38. Where do we have frames in the OSI model? Another question. If you answer this one, I will dash you one bottle of shawarma. Where can we find frames on the OSI model? Let me get the stuff so that you can see it. Where do we find frames on the OSI model? The question is, where do we find frames in the OSI model layers? The answer should be there looking at you. Where do we find frames in the OSI model? These are IST2 questions too. Yeah.
Frames. What do you mean frames? Like FRAME?
Yes, exactly.
Wait, hold on. Is on the layer 2.
Okay, you're close. You're close. It is found in data link. Yes, you're actually correct. In layer 2.
Yeah.
That is where we get data link. And also inside there, also we find our frames. The data link layer takes layer 3 packets and encapsulates them into frames. Then a frame adds a header with a source and destination MAC address. So from here we find the first layer here is frame. The first layer here is the frame. Then the second one is the Ethernet. Then we have the Internet protocol, which is the network. Network that should be layer 4, right? Sorry, the layer 3 is on the network layer. Yes, after the data link, the next one is the network. So then, if you watch this very well too, you see the TCP layer. Where you find the TCP layer is on layer 4. You see that when you cross-check your Wireshark, you can virtually see that it exhibits the OSI model. I don't know whether you understand what I mean.
No, I do not.
Yes, so you have a lot to read up and come in time. So now we are looking at our focus will be on the HTTP section. And that is where we want to find out if our details, our login details get captured. So the second one, okay, nothing is here. The third one, which is file.css, okay. Vulnerable, okay. Nothing is here also. Now we are going to look into the userinfo.php. Our userinfo.php, and we'll check out this section of it. All these sections, user agent, Mozilla, okay. Okay, I can see something. I can see something here. ATM form. We see the username of the form and we see the password. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is very, very vulnerable, and it is as easy as ABCD for those who are using a vulnerable system or a vulnerable site, especially an HTTP site, to push in their login details. So if this was an HTTP, this detail we saw now would have been encrypted. It will be encrypted. You will not be able to see what it is. Most times it will be encrypted into or encoded with more hashes, meaning that it will not be physically understandable or readable to the physical eyes. So you're going to do this and imbibe yourself into the learning process that you come across in it. So we've been able to capture some packets, then analyze it. First of all, we added the filter which took us into the system's IP address, that the system which we are focused on. Then from there also, we filtered it down to HTTP files only, HTTP network packet only. Then from there, we were able to see the user informations on the user that we, or the variant or the person that we are looking at his system into. Also, some other filters that can be possible or that can be done is we can do DNS filter. When you put in your DNS filter and send it, if you're looking for anything DNS related, it should populate the DNS on all the DNS packets on that packet that you are monitoring. Also, if there has been any TCP or ports TCP traffic captured, when you put in a TCP port 22 filter, it should be able to show you all the SSH traffic that are there. Likewise, FTP ports, same thing. So, with this particular lab, we understand what unencrypted network data looks like, and we have also understand or identify the HTTP traffic and distinguish it from HTTPS. When you're doing yours, after doing the vulnerable on the HTTP, try going into maybe a random site, login, and see and captured it within a time frame, maybe 2, 5, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Then go search for your user info, logins, and see whether you will be able to find it. I bet you will not be able to find it. Even if you find it, it will be encrypted with hashes, showing you that there is a big difference between an HTTPS secured file website and the ones that are not secure. We've also seen and captured and analyzed the credentials or the sensitive data transmitted in plain text using the Wireshark tool. So a short question here: explain why encryption is critical for modern network security? Why do you think encryption is critical for modern network security? Why?
Encryption is important so that it will protect data.
Explain it in terms of what we witnessed now, what we did now.
Okay. Well, it's important so that when a hacker is trying to gain access to to, um, to user data, they will not uh, they will not be able to see. Even if they see it, it will be encrypted, and it will be in an unreadable format. It limits access. It limits access from unauthorized personnel. Encryption will protect the data, limits access from hackers or unauthorized personnel from
Exactly.
knowing what the data or the file contains.
Exactly. So just a little analogy here to buttress the importance. So the first person is let's say Adamu. His name is Adamu. Adamu is chatting with Flora on WhatsApp. So there is changing discussions, most times doing businesses together, back and forth. So here is Chris. Chris is a threat actor, a bad person. Chris decide, oh, I'm interested in this people's discussion. Let me tap in and see what is happening. So Chris finds a way with the right tools and infiltrates this guy's communication link. So meaning any message that is coming from Adamu will first get to Chris. Chris will read it, then forward it to Flora if he chooses to edit it or tamper with it. If he chooses to do so. So This goes on until one day they are about to do a business. Flora and Adamu are about to do a business. Adamu sends his account number. Chris changes the account number and sends Flora his own Chris account number. So Flora makes the payment into Chris's account number, and Adamu has been waiting for alert. After a few days of not seeing, they now found out that somebody infiltrated their discussion line and made away with that uh, incident. So this is possible. We call it man in the middle attack, MITA, man in the middle attack. So he can silently be looking into their communications. Most times he can use tools like Wireshark to pieces the communications. Even most times we've seen cases where Wiresharks are being used to listen to audios and modify the audios. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So things are happening in this way, and it is very important that encryption is acquired and used. So encrypted versus unencrypted data. Encrypted data is scrambled using cryptographic algorithms, TLS, SSL, and unreadable to anyone intercepting it, just like Chris. While unencrypted data, which goes through HTTP, FTP, Telnet, etc., travels in plain text, just like we found out in the lab that we just did, and they are easily readable by attackers using packet sniffers. So the risk of HTTP does not encrypt the transmitted data between client and server. If credentials, cookies, or tokens are transmitted over HTTP, they can be intercepted by attackers performing man-in-the-middle attack. So the TLS and SS descriptions, they help us to protect data integrity and confidentiality. So we've come to the end of the lab, today's class lab. So this is just a step-by-step way of how we achieve the lab, detecting unencrypted data. So the tools we need is the Wireshark. We also need access to demo HTTP website, just like the one we visited. It has loaded. I mistakenly clicked it. These links, some of these links here are live. So when going through them, you just ensure you are not randomly clicking them. And that is why when I'm sending or when I'm using a file, sorry, I ensure that the links that are there are not live, or even if they are live, I will find a way to show that these links are live. Because with that link, with that click that I just did now, if it was a payload, I've already installed it. Hope you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as easy as ABCD, just click it, bam, it will just install. You've been hacked or you've been taken off. So, but luckily enough for us, this is not a payload. This is just a random link to the vulnerable website that we're looking at. We used to work. So maybe later I'll have time to, highlight it up as a link. So you need a browser. Then steps, when you open your Wireshark, you select the active network. Most times it always comes out auto selected. For example, in the when you can cancel, you can close the capturing. If you are done, you can continue or save. You can save what you captured, save it, and you can continue with that save, depending on the one you want. Let me save it probably for next time. I'm going to save it as a smart class, Wireshark class, Wireshark. class. So I can send you this packet and you can open it on Wireshark and still be able to see the details. And this is like recording a session. They send it to someone to look at the same recording. Do you understand me? So to use or to open a packet that has been sent to you, pick up, you just go to File, Open, then go to where that packet is. You see, I can open that one that I saved for you now, and still it will open as though I recorded it here. And, that is how it is. It is what it is. So then you visit, once you start capturing, use a timer. It might be 1 minute, it might be as long as you want, for you to keep it brief. You visit the HTTP site, navigate to this site, and I've clicked it again. I beg. All I'm doing is just trying to make it easier for our students. So you navigate to the website, then enter the dummy credentials, example, test, depending on the one that will come out on your own platform. Navigate around the sites, stop the scan, then filter in. You can filter in the Wireshark filter by type in HTTP request method posts. Press enter to view only the HTTP post packet. It is just follow up the steps we use and the filtering method we use, and you'll be able to find your way around Wireshark. And in a nutshell, that is the simple use of the Wireshark. And with that basic understanding and use, every other foundation you have, every other journey you need ahead in security monitoring will be added on this, and it will be a very good advantage. Okay, we have some little discussions here, but I'm running late on time. It says, why can we see these credentials? Of course, because they are passed through unencrypted sections. What could an attacker do with this information? Fantastic. What difference would HTTPS make in this scenario? I told you to find an encrypted website, a website that is using HTTPS, then look out for sensitive information to see whether they are encrypted or not. How can organizations enforce encryption on all communications? Highlight the fact that credentials are clearly visible, that is in plain sight in HTTP versions. So the last slide is our mini quiz. Unmute yourself so that we can answer this quickly and call it a day. What protocol ensures encrypted web traffic?
HTTPS.
Okay, good. What tool is used to capture network packets? What tool is used to capture network packets?
I forgot to know. That's not just now.
Wireshark. We just use it now. Yes. Wireshark is used to capture network packets. That is what we just did. The third question, why is sending login data over HTTP risky?
It's going to be intercepted. It's going to be in plain text, and if anybody is trying to intercept it, they will see the login details.
Okay, good. What field in Wireshark filters? Okay, what field in Wireshark filters post requests? Okay, the answer is already there. HTTP request.method equals to post. It will only filter out all the post method. If it is get, it will only filter out all the get method. So, thank you very much. We've come to the end of today's class, and I hope it was an insightful one for you also.
Yeah, it was. Especially the lab.
So, Yeah, you have to take your time and go through it within the week and get used to it because all these foundations you're going to be needing them in your career ahead. So the recording will be out probably before the day runs out. Then you will get the materials too. Thank you very much and have a nice day. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you, sir. And you too.